Hello, good morning, and welcome to Dateline Abuja on AIT. I'm Hawa Momo. Abuja is a great cosmopolitan city with a melting pot of diverse cultures, providing abundant opportunities for investors in different areas. Abuja is a city filled with beautiful houses, ring roads, recreational centers, gardens, and many other state-of-art facilities. But years after the creation of Abuja as a model city, the infrastructures and the public utilities in the city are given away as the authorities look the other way. If you walk around the beautiful streets of Abuja and randomly ask residents the name of the FCT minister, the odds are that only a few persons may be able to answer correctly, which has never always been like that. At the onset of the present democratic dispensation in 1999, the then President Olusegun Obasanjo brought in two ministers in quick succession who were prominent in their media outings, but however did not do much to change the face of the FCT. However, when Nasir El-Rufai was brought in as the FCT minister, the FCT was set for transformation and repositioning. It started off by demolishing illegal structures of both the rich and poor, as well as top officials, thereby restoring the beautiful city to the way it was envisioned to be. While street begging and illegal dumping of waste was eliminated by Nasir El-Rufai, the reverse is the case. So today, our focus on Dateline Abuja will be the current state of Abuja, ranging from housing, environment, basic amenities, and so on. Stay with us, we'll be right back. I've been watching this city for most of my life, and I have seen it grow. And I can't believe how quickly it is growing. Dateline Abuja, here in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, just makes sense. This city is at the center of so many stories, culturally, socially and economically. When you look at Abuja, what do you see? When you see a market, I see a melting pot of culture. Where most people see construction, I see development. A road, I see connectivity. The lake, I see possibilities. This is my city. See it from a different perspective. For news, people, places, events, and lifestyle, Dateline Abuja, here in the Federal Capital Territory.
I am right here in one of the small villages in Garki district, opposite the popular Garki Ultramodern market. And as you can see around me, it's indeed a non-pleasant sight for a place known as the heart of the city. Follow me as we go talk to some of the residents to find out what the condition of living is in this area.
And the problem here we have the environmental sanitation, they do try a lot, but they do care in the federal government work. They do not used to go deeply inside the major route. As you can see, the area, some of the area, it's somehow dirty and we lack drainages. Some people are very careless. They don't care about, just for them, after when they use the sewage, their sewage is not aligned, is not in order. Sure, you understand, whenever they use whatsoever they use, their own aim is just to pour it outside. So as you can see, the drainage is just been pouring. We are almost nearest to the palace, and you can see the drainage. You can see this is the nearest example. You can see it now. Someone, when you are crossing here, you must pass this in. Just for them, a lot of people, this is a very important road. Sure, you understand. And for them to just cover it, just to do culverts, I can't tell, but I can't tell what's happening here in this country. But the major problem is for them. I don't know whether it's local government or any organization that's entitled for doing that. They have to do so. But we are lacking a lot of basic amenity and the water. We thank God the water is available. But the basic amenity, I mean infrastructure, we people are lacking of almost the whole of this. Even inside the markets, is the road that have been disposed for the major road, for the contract of Lagos Street, that we people are packing it to go and fill up the slope up area and the down for us to clear everything. So we can say in some areas government are trying, but in some areas government need to do a lot of things, really.
Thank you.
Such as bad road and water and light. Yes, I blame the government. First of all, especially maybe let's say the local government, the members of the House of Reps who we voted for them. Some of them who voted for them, they never come back to us again. When we were here, they came in here, they trekked and come and shook hands with us, promises us that, okay, when they get there, they are going to solve all these issues. And meanwhile, for now, we've not seen. Sometimes we pay NEPA bills where there's no light. If you turn around now, you can never see light now, but you have bills. The drainage system, as I'm talking to you right now, is still on government hand. The government is supposed to be the ones to, if by all means, in other places, they allocate the residents. You understand? Support the residents, bring awareness to them, tell them the importance of drainage and the effects of it. Do you understand? But I blame the government, not the masses around or the residents around. I blame the government if governments initiate, and sometimes also I also blame the residents. You find out maybe along this road, drainage are there, some people swept, they carry their garbages and throw inside the drainage, and it causes a blockage.
Talking about drainage, talking about the infrastructures within the Garki axis, because my office is not quite far from here, I would like to say that when it comes to light, like everywhere in Nigeria we are aware, the NEPA issue is always kind of epileptic, which we are all aware of, although they are trying one way or the other. But when it comes to the drainage, that is where I have problems. For everywhere you go, I've been to the Area 1 axis, I've been to Area 310, most of the Garki, and you find out that we all have a central drainage system, but there's a fault that the drainage system has. And the fault, over time, I don't know if it's maintenance that is majorly the problem, but over time you find out that there's always a spillover from the sewage, which creates a very bad odor. You understand? So I don't know, probably the government should look into that or create a bigger or more better drainage system that will accommodate the populations that are in Abuja. For example, I've been to Guzape, right? I've seen what the kind of work that has been done, and I noticed that their drainage system is okay. But in Garki, what should I say? What word would I put for it? In Garki, it's not there. It's not there. It's dead.
Okay, actually, we didn't used to have light like that, and water, there is problem with water. And at times, this environment, there is a problem. When rain fall like this, we cannot move, we cannot do things. It's a problem to us. So we need government to help us. And in my business, it affects me too.
So far, I wouldn't say the state of things in Abuja is very much fine. For instance, look at this area. The drainage system is very poor. The living condition and everything is very, very much poor. Look at the wires hanging around everywhere. It's a disaster that is waiting to happen. The light, the consistency of power here, it's nothing to write home about. So generally, the living condition, though I might not be able to say much about everywhere, but for this area, it is generally poor. I want the government to adopt an all-inclusive development plan. It doesn't suffice to develop areas where the majority of the people that stay there are well-to-do. Abuja, you can't seclude one place and then develop another. So the government should come, especially to the rural areas like this, and then develop it by providing those basic amenities that are necessary for human living.
Abuja is a well-planned city that has the potential to develop into a model capital city. However, rapid growth has resulted in increased pressure on the resources available to the people. The Abuja Environmental Protection Board, AEPB, saddled with its enormous responsibilities of keeping the city clean, seeks to find lasting solutions to several issues concerning the city and its environment. The Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, also has a role to play in tackling environmental challenges in the city. However, what has the AEPB and the FCTA done to achieve effective prevention of transboundary movement of waste and pollution of the environment? Because some of the communities in the capital city are not a sight to behold. Some communities in the Federal Capital Territory often suffer from lack of basic amenities like potable water, housing and other social amenities that will make life easy for them. The issue of urban slums within Abuja city centre has remained a key point in the Abuja master plan, with communities not envisioned and without basic social facilities springing up in many parts of the city. With the population in Abuja, there is a mounting pressure on existing infrastructures, poor sanitary and environmental condition, traffic congestion, high occupancy ratio, and so on. Some communities in Abuja are occupied by very low income earners and mostly illiterates, which makes solid waste management in these areas nearly zero, leading to dirty environment. Let's take, for example, Garki.
I'm the BJP of Garki Chiefdom. Garki village, as is popularly known, is one of the old settlements in the Federal Capital City. When FCT was created in 1976, the people of Garki will live in a community with our tradition and culture. However, we have had a lot of changes, a lot of difficulties, a lot of good other things. It's all a mixture of both the good, the bad, and the ugly. As you can see, to some extent, the environment generally is not well kept. And this is not because the community don't want to keep this thing. When the Federal Capital Territory came into being, you can see that every other place surrounding us are being developed. But inside the village is left as it is. Now, where we used to have our drainage channel are being blocked by the construction of the highways, some mansions. We can no longer channel our drainages through those places. Secondly, because since the creation of the FCT in 1976, the village has been earmarked for resettlement, which has become almost impossible. The resettlement of the village started in 2005 to Apple, but till date, more than 12 years now, that has not been achieved. And because of that, it has stagnated us as a community, because you are waiting for resettlement where you are, you cannot put up either a new structure or make any development, because according to them, you will soon be moved. Now, this also have affected our environment, our living condition, our economic, and every other things. And because of the nature and the environment is in, all kind of people comes into the community and do all kind of things, because some people, like the Czechs, Abuja is no man's land. So people came and behave anyhow, in the order that nobody owns this place. But that is a mistake, because whether you own here or doesn't own here, your environment matters to your health. And which means, because you don't live in this community, you pass, you see the environment, no, okay, you throw anything you like, you do whatever you like and go away, which the community has just become like a dumping ground. So we are appealing to the government that whatever is needed to be done for this community to live like every other Nigerian, like every other part of the city that have been developed. I don't see a reason if the road will be tarred to a certain point and stopped. Will be started and stopped. Before the creation of FCT, we have our streams and spring waters where we draw water from. But with this development, those streams are no longer good for consumption. And the government did not provide any water facilities. Whichever water we are using here is our own effort. The goes on giving water that was given to us has been polluted and no alternative. Now, if you want to draw a pipeline water to your house, you need not less than 400,000 naira. The least you could be able to do maybe 250,000. How many people can afford such kind of amount of money to draw water to their home? Same with light. Whatever light you see in any compound here is self-effort. If you see anybody taking pipe on water here, it's self-effort. So we are appealing to government to look into this, even if there are temporary measures that will keep the community, have a good drinking water, have light, have a good road, until when the government is ready to move the people. That will be appreciated. But you see, as a village setting, before the coming of FCT, we do our trading by the front of our houses. Now, if the increase in population and the development, the government is supposed to provide these facilities for the people. Now, if, because my house, I'm waiting for resettlement, I cannot construct a shop that I will do my trading, but I have to leave. And since I have to leave, I will manage whatever space I found by the roadside or in front of my house to do the trading so that I can live. So, ultimately, this thing has to do with our institutions. What the government should do, because they are the authority. They should be able, from the area council to the FCT administration to even the federal government, they can provide shops, many shops that the small scale traders can afford. Now, the Garki market here, the shops here, if you go to Abuja Investment Company, you want a shop, the amount that you need is of million. Now, somebody who is just trading in a wheelbarrow or a small table or frying akara or yam, can he afford such kind of shop? Why can't the government make provision in every setup to have these small open shops for these little traders, so that they can live if they have such sheds They can leave the road. Nobody wants to stay by the roadside because it's very risky. But because that is the only available place, that is why you see such things like that. And the second is enforcement. How does the enforcement? How far has the people been enlightened and educated on these issues? This also has to come into place. The people need enlightenment. They need education, to be educated on how to go about their trading in a city as this. Also, they need assistance to have a conducive place of trading that will eradicate street trading. This Garki village, as I know it before, we used to have our own local dumping ground. Now, most of these dumping areas have been taken over by development of houses, roads, and no provision is made for dumping refugees. So I'm calling on the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, the Abuja Municipal Area Council, the Federal Capital Territory Administration to look into this settlement as this, to provide places very close to people that they can easily dump their refugees. You went around. Did you see any place, refuge? How many kilometers can you from your house carry dustbin from your house and travel to go and dump them? You need somewhere. And I cannot remember when last I saw Abuja environmental vehicle coming around to pick dustbin from the houses. These are also needed. They can provide some refuge scenarios that they can easily come and evacuate. That will reduce garbages around the settlement.
In addition to poor waste management, there is the issue of wrecked street lights, poor water supply, electricity, amongst others. However, congested residential buildings, lack of basic amenities, narrow roads, population density due to poverty, and proximity predisposes residents to social vices. It will take a determined effort on the part of the FCT administration to bring back the glory of the nation's capital that is already disappearing, as the current state of Abuja today is a result of the cumulative effects of decisions and actions by several administrations over the years. And that's a wrap for today on Dateline Abuja. You can follow us on our social media page and inform us on any happenings around you. Thank you for being part of us. I'm Hawa Momo. Bye for now.